Okay, this mimer was said in Tafshin Beis in Parshas Beshalach at the Suda Shlishis. Interesting, and the reason that we don't customarily have a third meal on Shabbos is from Parshas Beshalach. Parshas Beshalach is where it says that today you will not find the man in the field um, because Hashem gave it you extra portion on Friday. So the Gemara learns that each time it says the word today that you're supposed to have a meal on Shabbos. And the Kabbalists learn, for instance, that by the third time it says today you won't find it in the field, that the third meal of Shabbos is not a physical meal, it's a day that you don't eat. It's a third meal is not associated with physical eating. Instead, it's associated with learning chassidus, learning, sharing the secrets of the Torah. It's a neshama meal. It's a soul kind of meal. And it says even after Bias Mashiach, although it says in one place that we'll eat Sheraber and Yosem, other place it says that you won't eat. And Chassidus says that the different time periods. One way Chassidus explains this, that there is pleasure where you are conscious of the pleasure, one level of pleasure, and there's a higher level of pleasure where it's not a physical consciousness. It's not like your body is having pleasure. Anyway, so this mimer was said by a Suda Shlishis. It doesn't say if they ate by the Suda Shlishis or not. They have to look at the diaries of that mimer. Anyway, let's go right to it. It's based upon a pasuk in Song of Songs right in the beginning. They're dressing. I'm addressing the daughters of Jerusalem, and I'm saying, I am dark, but I am beautiful. You daughters of Jerusalem shall know that although I am dark, I am still beautiful. As we'll see, not necessarily although I am dark, but because I am dark. And the sages ask, is it possible to be dark and beautiful? And the sages answer, you can't compare a person who is ugly from birth to someone who is beautiful and then becomes dirty. Just so if at the end is he will eventually become beautiful. So to say the Jewish people, I am dark because of my deeds. I am beautiful because of the deeds of my forefathers. In other words, that I originate from a place of beauty. I originate from my forefathers, who their deeds were great. Although I am dark, but that's where I come from. So, since I originate from a place of beauty, I'll come back to beauty. That's the way the pasuk is translated. That by the sages, that despite me being dark right now, I could be beautiful because of my origins. In every single Jew, there are two elements: their own deeds and the deeds of their ancestors. Your deeds don't just refer to what you do. Your deeds refer also to your soul powers and what Hashem gave you in a way that you feel and that you have. In other words, it says in Chassidus on the Mishnah, who is wise? Ezel Gibber, who's considered, I'm sorry, not Gibber, not wise, who's considered mighty? A Gibber, Chassidus is not someone who has muscles. A Gibber is someone who's able to unearth and to summon their inner strength. That's the meaning of a Gibber. Gibber, everyone has both revealed soul powers. They also have hidden soul powers, which you don't usually come into touch with on a daily basis unless you're forced to. So when it says in the Maimer, we have deeds, not just referring to our Torah mitzvahs, it's also referring to what we have in a revealed state in our body. We have certain, just like in physically, there's certain things you could lift. You could bench press a certain amount when you're going through a regular day. And then there is so this describes certain people who are in danger. Because they're in danger, they were able to do so much more. This talks about people who were in a fire. They're able to squeeze through a small window because they're in danger. They're able to change their physical body, and they're able to summon inner strength they have on the surface. So when it says that in the Gemara says that I have my own deeds of myself, not just referring to my deeds, it's things that I have at my fingertips. They're my fingertip strengths. What are these deeds of my forefathers? And the deeds of my forefathers are the hidden strength that I have. What are my hidden strengths? Those are my simple faith in Hashem, my ability to every Jew has the Mesiras Nefesh, the power to give your life for Kiddush Hashem. That's what we get from our forefathers. So those are more hidden. Those soul powers aren't as accessible. They're there. I have Emunah. I have the power to Mesiras Nefesh. That's something that's hidden. Mesiras Nefesh. What does Mesiras Nefesh mean? Regarding keeping mitzvahs, I do not reckon with anything that's going on in the world. Don't reckon with anything that's any material thing doesn't bother, doesn't affect me. That's the meaning of Mesiras Nefesh. As we learned in the Sikha 2 weeks ago, the Frierdiker Rebbe says that on the pasuk, she girds her loins with strength. This is talking about the Jewish people. Jewish people have strength. What strength? Says the Frierdiker Rebbe. His father told this to the Frierdiker Rebbe when the Frierdiker Rebbe became the leader of the Jewish people, when he was appointed to do communal work. He said strength means sacrifice. And what does sacrifice mean? Sacrifice means as this is the way it has to be. Can't be any other way. That's Mesiras Nefesh doesn't mean you jump off the roof. Mesiras Nefesh means that there is nothing else that matters. This is the way it is, and it can't be any other way. So although I am dark regarding my own deeds, regarding my soul powers that are in a revealed state, that I have at my fingertips, regarding the way I do the Torah mitzvahs, in other words, even those things which I'm born with, that should be at my fingertips, I don't necessarily exercise them every day. There are some strengths that you have, like you're born with, but if you don't exercise, you get sluggish. You start panting when you don't run up the stairs. I'm talking about. So it doesn't mean that you haven't summoned your inner strength. It just means you haven't exercised the ones that you got at your fingertips. So I am dark in my revealed soul energies. I mean, I'm not even doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Therefore, I'm not exercising. But despite that, yet I have a beauty. Where is my beauty coming from? My beauty comes from my faith in Hashem that was bequeathed to me from my ancestors, and the sacrifice that I have inside of me, the power to do sacrifice that I also have from my ancestors. And this is the meaning of the pasuk. I am dark and I am beautiful, daughters of Jerusalem. And the souls descended to this world to become vested in a body and animal soul. So these souls, which is us, who have gone down to a body, we say to the other souls, the daughters of Jerusalem, and that means those souls who are still in heaven and they have not descended to a body. What do we say to those souls? Although I become darkened, why have I become darkened? I become darkened because of being vested, being clothed with a body and being clothed with a animal soul. And my soul is affected by what happens to me in this world, and especially because of the animal soul that causes additional darkness in me, despite all my darkness. Next page. There's 3 words that I've used over here: Mailim, Master, and Mashcher. Not only does the animal soul conceal and obscure the holy light of the godly soul, it also darkens the godly soul. What's the difference between Mailim, Master, and Mashcher? Oh. Mailim, Master. What's the difference between a Helam and a Hester? Anybody know? Are we flaming? You know what the difference between a Helam and a Hester is? Yeah, what's the difference? Here it translates Mailim as concealed and Master as obscures. One could be here, but you know. One could, I don't know which one. One could be here, but you're not aware of it. One is talking about something else.
Master, I think, more like confusion. I think this is actual or, but it's not. It's confusion. Yeah.
The word master, I think, has the same root as the word stira, which means contradiction.
Right. You can say the national honest. You're buying into even the opposite of what the national is.
So master is worse than Mila. Mila means the Gali soul isn't revealed because something else is there. Master means that it obfuscates what the neshama is meant to do. So Mila, that you have that the I was learning on Maimer Derech Chaim. Mittel Rebbe says how when neshama comes into a body, you think about things in a very the whole line of thinking about the way we think about business, like the way we think about financial things. Like I have this, I need that, and I need to do this to get that. That's all from the nature of the animal soul. That's the way the animal soul perceives things. That whole thought process is something which is foreign to the way neshama thinks about things. Neshama thinks about things in a totally altruistic way. All there is the Eibishter, nothing else besides the Eibishter. And whatever's happening is from the Eibishter. It's only so that's the way. So when you have some other thoughts in your brain other than the way the neshama thinks about things, so what's happening? What's going through your mind? What's going through your mind is something which is foreign. So your Gali soul isn't present in your mind. Your Gali soul is hidden. Instead, what your mind's experiencing is all animalistic, natural thoughts. So it's not there. It's not there. First of all, it's not there. Okay, so it's not there. So you don't have the benefit of the Gali soul's own thoughts being present in your mind. Besides the fact you know the Gali soul's own thought being present in your mind, the Gali soul's thoughts are hidden. Besides that, master, you have some whole other thing that's in your brain which isn't the Gali soul. In other words, first of all, you don't get the benefit of your neshama being present in your mind. Your neshama is not what's talking to you. Your animal soul's talking. Besides the fact your animal, you don't have the Gali soul talking, which would be beneficial to hear what your neshama has to say. You have a whole other narrative in your brain. That's master. Not just you don't have your godly soul speaking. You have another narrative there, which is contradicting what the godly soul says. Then he adds another word, mashcher. Not only does the animal soul have the center stage in your brain, and it's the one who's talking, your godly soul you can't hear, but even more, mashcher and nefesh, the animal soul affects a godly soul. The animal soul changes a godly soul. It darkens a godly soul. Not only is the animal soul naturally animalistic, but what does animalistic mean? Although an animal has spiritual capabilities, it's able to see and able to hear, but the animal has no understanding of what it sees and what it hears and what it hears. So besides the fact that its soul powers, its higher soul powers, don't have that much of an impact on it because it doesn't even know what it's seeing or hearing. What is the essence of an animal? The animal is attracted to bodily things, to eating and drinking. As the Rebbe once said in the Maimer, what's the difference between the person who's eating food and the animal's eating grass? Just different menu. The animal soul's into eating one thing, I need something else. But if I'm interested in eating, I'm interested in the same thing the animal soul's interested in. But my Maria Dua, a behemoth came on the Gezenem Himmel, or Wesen von dem es him. An animal walks on all fours, never saw the sky, doesn't know that there's a sky. An animal never saw the sky, doesn't know about the sky. Doesn't mean literally an animal can't see the sky. It means an animal doesn't know about the whole meaning of spirituality. There was a certain very famous, I don't know why they printed this, but they printed it. The Rebbeim spoke very critically about a very famous commentary in the Torah. They said he is like a horse, but has never seen the sky. And the reason The reason they said that on the surface is because he explains things in a very literal way. It's all literal. It's all like, huh? You want to say the name? I don't want to say the name. And maybe later. Anyways, so either way, the idea is he doesn't know about that there's something higher and godly than the Torah. My Zayda, Fogel always talk about how Rabbi Shmuel Vitin wanting to explain what Kedusha is. He would say there are certain people that clean their ears with stone straps. You're doing something holy, it's a mitzvah. You have no idea what you're doing. Okay, that's a behemoth. Behemoth doesn't know there's a sky. So the reason for this, since it's an animal, the whole essence of the animal is that it's earthy. It has no connection to anything beyond the material. Just like, so it's not the the animal's fault. The animal is an earthy being, so it's all into earthiness. That's where its center of gravity is. So too is this by the animal soul. It is animalistic in its very nature. And it's only attracted to earthy and corporal things, to grub things. Animal soul is only interested in things which are coarse. The truth is that the animal soul is even less than an animal. Animal soul is worse. Not only is it similar to the animal, in a way the animal soul is worse than the animal. How is it worse? The animal has no intelligence, doesn't have the ability to know what's right and what's wrong. But the animal soul does have seichel, does have intelligence. Machnes is called and it uses all of its intelligence to understand corporal things, to figure out how to get more wealth and prosperity. So although the animal soul is able to think, what does it think about? It only thinks about gashmistic thing. It only thinks about how can I get more? How can I get more money? This is the animal soul. The animal soul wakes up with made the ani. What's the animal soul's made the ani? How do I get more? This is the animal soul. It sounds familiar. We have an animal soul. Have you met this person before? The animal soul has seichel. All it thinks about is how can I get more? The animal soul pays no attention to the manner about which you go towards your business. Next page. The animal soul is very defensive about when you do things which are against, which are dishonest or are sometimes false. The animal soul will defend and also point out, well, it's not really dishonest because it's not really doctrine. This could be done, and he finds all kinds of ways to justify. So not only does the animal soul only think about Gashmias, the animal soul skews our whole way of thinking, period. It makes us look at wrong things as right and right things as wrong. With all these things, the animal soul darkens the neshama. So that's what we say to the daughters of Jerusalem. Daughters of Jerusalem are the souls in heaven. We say to the souls in heaven that we are dark. What do we mean we are dark? It means that our godly soul is darkened by the animal soul. She didn't really say how the neshama is getting darker. Probably the neshama is not expressing itself, but it seems that the animal soul changes the godly soul as well. There's a pasuk which is really the theme of the 3 weeks. Pasuk is Sion Mishpat Shvav. Sion will be redeemed with Mishpat, and her captives will be redeemed with stuck. So Chassidus explains that Mishpat refers to Torah, and Staka is Staka. What is the difference between being redeemed and being redeemed through Mishpat, which means through learning Torah, and being redeemed when you're in captivity? Captivity is something which is it's a step lower in you could be redeemed, meaning that you're not yet revealed. So you need to be redeemed. You need to be revealed. You're not expressed yet. You're not using your potential. You could say about a child not using its potential, about a child who's not reaching their potential. You could say the child hasn't been redeemed. But use those words. Being in captivity means that there's a foreign force which is causing something else to happen to this child or whatever, whoever's in captivity. See the difference? You need to be redeemed. Being redeemed means you need to express who you are. Okay. Need to be able to use out your energies. Then there is being in captivity. Captivity means that there's someone who's taking you over. So Chassidus explains the two parts of our neshama. There's a part of our neshama which isn't revealed. We need to reveal it. There's a part of the neshama which could be in captivity. Like Chassidus says on the pasuk, pasuk says about the wife of Avadia that she complains to Elisha. She says, "My husband has died, and the creditors have come to take away my two children, to take away my two children in captivity." So the Alter Rebbe famously said that the wife of Avadia is a parable for the neshama, and Elisha is a parable for God. And she says to Elisha, "I have a problem. What's my problem? My neshama, my husband, it means my neshama. Because the word my husband is made up of four words. The word Eish Yud, the fire of the Yud of my neshama, my yearning fire for you, Hashem, is dead. I don't feel that fire. Not only that, the creditor, the Hebrew, the word creditor comes from the word forgetful. The animal soul is called the one who makes me forget, the one who makes me forget about Hashem. The animal soul who wants me to make me forget always tries to, or make me forget about Hashem, or as we're learning in this moment, not that he tries to make us forget about Hashem, that's the nature of the animal soul. Animal soul isn't interested in anything that Hashem is interested in. So naturally, it has a whole different conversation. So then the Hashem gets forgotten. But besides that, what does a creditor do? What does the animal soul do? It wants to take away my two daughters to be slaves. What are my two daughters? So this says that the father and mother of the neshama are our ability to think and understand Hashem. That produces feelings of love and reverence for Hashem. Those are my daughters. My daughters are my feelings of love and reverence for Hashem. So my animal soul tries to take away my daughters, my feelings of love and reverence for Hashem. That instead of loving Hashem, I should use out those same feelings, those same pure feelings of loving Hashem. I should use that feeling to love money. My neshama should be raped, and it should go after, and my neshama's love should be transposed to love money. I should have been afraid of Hashem. It should be transposed to being afraid of losing money, or anything else the animal soul is interested in. So the animal soul does is not only does it hide the neshama, not only does it contradict and put another dialogue into your brain that's not the neshama's. The animal soul has the ability also to take away your neshama's energy and to use your neshama's energy towards things which are beneath the dignity of the neshama. So your neshama is now the essence of the neshama doesn't get affected, and that's why it says Zion, Tzion, we redeem with Torah. I mean, it's a part of a neshama which never is in captivity. That's higher than captivity. It's not revealed. The learning Torah causes it to be revealed. But there's a part of the neshama which not only is not revealed, is able to be in captivity. That's the lower soul energies. Torah says, but tzedakah has ability, as Alter Rebbe says in Siman Daled, that giving tzedakah is like a bris milah, like a circumcision. Why is it like a circumcision? Because with the money, you're able to buy things your animal soul really cares about. As it says in Tanya over there, that because a person cares so much about business, we say things and do things in business that don't make any sense at all. Because we care so much about the business, we do things that are totally idiotic. So when you give away that hard-earned money to tzedakah, what you're doing is you're giving away your life to Hashem. You're giving away your actual life to Hashem, and therefore it's like it takes away the what's covering your neshama. Your neshama is being covered. Am I giving away that tzedakah? It's like a bris. It takes away this whole coarseness that's been affecting the neshama. That's what tzedakah does. So without tzedakah taking away the orla, the animal soul darkens the neshama. In the despite all this, they have a by learning Torah and by doing mitzvahs of base, they find a with the two methods of serving Hashem: iskaf, to subdue the animal soul's desires, not to listen. The animal souls, I want to do something, and more, ishapcha, to do exactly what the animal soul is doing to the Gali soul, do the animal soul. Like animal soul is trying to take your neshama's feelings and to rape them and to make them be only about the physical. Do the exact opposite. Get in control of the animal and bring the animal soul towards holiness. Use the animal drive towards kedusha. This is the mission we have in this world. That's why Hashem married the godly soul to the animal soul. In Gan Eden, in heaven, the all the evil was separate from Adam and Chava. They had a snake who was standing at the outside of themselves, at the border of their persona, and saying to them, "Hey, there's something bad out there. Do you want it?" But they had no bad inside. But Hashem, after the sin of the tree of knowledge, He marries the neshama to the animal soul. Why does Hashem make them marry? The purpose of the marriage is not that they should get divorced. The purpose of the marriage is that there should be a change. The change should be that the animal soul should be elevated and refined to the godly soul. That is how I become beautiful. That not only does an neshama have some beauty, but it's even higher than the daughters of Jerusalem. The neshamas in this world say to the neshamas in Gan Eden, we may be dark, we have been darkened by the animal soul, but not only are we beautiful, we have even greater beauty than you do in Gan Eden. That's what we say to the neshamas in Gan Eden. It seems that you guys have it all made, right? You guys are so beautiful over there. We say in the neshamas in Gan Eden, I am dark and I am beautiful. Specifically by me being darkened by the animal soul, I have the ability to reach a higher level than you do in Gan Eden. Right? Any questions, comments? Right? Chazak Baruch.